How's it going, everyone? Welcome to our mid-game tier list. I just recorded my early game, but I thought I'd give it a second to transition toward our mid-game here. This is what I would consider mid-game, so I did leave Leviathan off. That was the big one. Like Leviathan, Balin, Bo. Those are the kind of characters I left that I think are kind of more Jar Jar, more steep requirements than most of this. The only characters here with full relic requirements, I believe, are Grand Inquisitor and Afra. So, let's get right into it. Actually, I think Johnny Luke has some full relic requirements as well, but he's such a stepping stone piece that he is considered more of a mid-game, legendary / journey character. All right, so we'll start. I did the early game, we started in S, so I think we'll do the same here. Executor. Bottom line is, punishing one has made Executor the single most important mid and early and late, just everywhere in the game ship. Punishing one Executor is just so strong in Fleet Arena, in Grand Arena, in Territory Wars. It is the top of S. It just is. It has to be. Next up here, I've got General Skywalker. I think there are a lot of people that won't agree with this one, but I will say that even as an in-game Kyber player, there is never a Grand Arena or Territory Wars that gas goes unused on my roster. There is always something important I can use gas for, whether that's beating GL Ray if there's no Ezra, for example, or beating Malgus, or beating Great Mothers. Like, there are so many important teams that gas can beat. Or a lot of times, like, there's a crazy Datacron team, gas can help take it, okay? You got some crazy B-tier team that's being boosted up by Datacron. Queen of Madala gas can also take. So there's a lot of really important teams gas can beat. He's not the best banners, but his requirements are also quite good. So I think that definitely solidifies him into the S tier. I could maybe see him being lower in the S tier, but I think it does solidify his spot in the S tier. Next up, we have Malik. Malik is just really good early on. Like, this is a mid-game tier list. You got your Darth Revan, you got Malik. That's a lot of Grand Arenas you're going to win. So, like, I'm considering this like around 4 mil, but not quite, far past. It's kind of the brain set I'm thinking with this. Next up, we have Jedi Knight Cal. Jedi Knight Cal beats Malgus. It's going to be a really common early team that you're going to need to find a great counter for, whether that's Gas or Jedi Knight Cal, or just anything else that he's also going to help you handle, as well as the fact his requirements are fully gear 12, and you gear him to Relic 7 and Seer, and you've got a great thing to help you get into a good guild and just contribute to your guild. Next up on our tier list is Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, also helping you beat things like Malgus, being a stepping stone to Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, as well as Jabba. So you've got a really big stepping stone legendary here, as well as building out a Relic CLS team and all these other really nice pieces. And he's just a good character with Jedi Revan. I don't know if you can still really beat SLKR anymore, but maybe you'd be able to pull that off early game if people don't have Darkseid Ray or a good Datacron. Next up, we've got the Profundity. Bottom line is, Prof is not as good as Executor anymore. Punishing one has really solidified Leviathan and Executor as the top dogs. I don't consider Leviathan mid-game, so we've got it here at the top of A tier. Maybe it belongs in S, but the bottom line is that if you're comparing those ships head-to-head, they both just cannot be in the same tier. Next up, we got Starkiller. He would be S if it wasn't the fact that none of these characters up here rely on Omicrons. He relies on Omicrons. If the only mode you care about is Grand Arena, nothing else, move him to S tier. Probably put him either before Gas or after Gas. But the bottom line is, he is an Omicron-only character, so you need Omnis. And the requirements are not exactly cheap either. You do have full Relic 5 characters, but they are all pretty much fantastic or have a place in the game. So he still remains up here in the S tier, beating so many Galactic Legends for us still to this day. Next up, we have Darth Revan. Darth Revan is a stepping stone to Malik and into a Malgus team. You will never regret any of the investment you're pouring in, and so a good Darth Revan team to come online early on can be really important in the mid-game. And I'll say the same thing about Jedi Knight Revan. He is vital to a JML squad, or you can start pairing him with things like Jedi Knight Cal, Jedi Knight Luke, and you can really start to amp up your Jedi and get that going. Palpatine. Palp Vader's still good, but also important for Starkiller. I think you're kind of seeing the same thing. A lot of these top legendaries are kind of built up together in ways that pair really nicely. B tier. Rather unfairly, maybe, I've got the CLS 3 legendaries in B, because they will start to fall off in the mid-game. And in the end-game, they've kind of hit the spot where you're just using them on, like, Zori or on Afra, if you see Afra on defense. Just random things that you need to go first. There's a lot of teams that box out CLS nowadays. But mid-game, you will still find a fair, or B level, amount of use out of the team. The biggest thing, and if you consistently see gas on defense, fantastic, is that you can beat gas with this. But you do need 3-POC, so that's part of your JKL requirements. Having 3-POC in there to help you beat General Skywalker will be a really important cornerstone for your 3 CLS units there. We'll talk about Grandmaster Yoda. He still remains in the B tier because of how timeless he is. He still finds his way into all of these Jedi teams. Next up, we've got Padme. She is starting to lose favor because you've probably built up a Qui-Gon team at this point, but she's still okay. But she definitely starts to fall out of fashion relatively quickly. But still beats, Darth Revan, Jedi Revan, many of these other teams. Next up, we have Grand Inquisitor. He's lower than a lot of these other teams, not because he's necessarily worse, but because he is a lot more expensive. I could see him being in the B tier if you really want to push for guild, you want to progress your guild, so you do Grand Inquisitor so that you can help your guild start earning Reva shards. That's a solid reason. He's also very good in Conquest. Inquisitors are a super versatile Conquest team. So for the PvE side of the game, I could certainly see him being an upper B tier for sure. He's just really expensive. It's 5 marquee type of farming characters, as well as 5 really Kairahari characters, and really signal data intensive to go to R5, and then R7 for the Reva mission. It's just a really expensive investment, and so that's why he kind of lands in the C tier, is more the investment level required. Next up here, we have the Millennium Falcon. It sits in C tier because Rebels without Profundity are not very good, but it's also C tier because it's needed for Profundity, so you will need to do it. So it's a C. It's fine. You got to do it. Something you have to get done with, but you're not going to be really changing your Grand Arena strategies around unlocking the Millennium Falcon. Afra. Bottom line is Afra is just not very consistent. She's super dependent on Datacrons, and if you're a mid-game player, you're probably not getting a ton of Datacrons, and you're just relying on the bonuses. You really need to be tossing extra relic levels, but you can't really afford it. She's really expensive to unlock. Her requirements are not very good. So you just wind up in this really weird spot with Afra. So I think I have to leave her in C tier. At the later you get in the game, the more she probably should move up. But the bottom line is she just struggles, man. She does this. If you unlock her super early on, she's going to beat pretty much everything, and she's doing good. Mid-game, it starts to stabilize. In the late game, it's like, oh, she's really not that important. And then at the ultra end game, she's all of a sudden pretty solid because you've got all these crazy Datacrons that you can use her with. So it's a difficult situation for Afra. She's a hard one to rank, I think. Next up, we have Thrawn. Palpatine goes to Starkiller as you progress through the mid-game, so he just loses importance in the game. You can use him with Sith Eternal to do the armor thing, but he's not technically even required because you can just get the trigger with armor, so Thrawn just loses a lot of importance, unfortunately, as the game goes on. I'm sorry to report that one. Next up, we have Bam. He's a requirement for Executor. That's it. Chimera. Unfortunately, things like Scythe, if you're doing Inquisitor, only work with Tarkin's ship now. And Chimera is okay, but it's just not as important as it once was. So it's lost a lot of favor, so I just have it down here in the D tier. R2 is to unlock legendaries and GLs. JTR to unlock a GL. BB-8 to unlock a journey guide character. That's how those wound up at our bottom. I don't know how, confident I am with the CLS down here, with things like Afra down here, and, the middle, I struggled a little bit, but I hope this did help you kind of prioritize. You know, you can see things like, oh, Jedi Cal is the cheapest of this tier. Well, Malak and Jedi Cal are the cheapest, and I still consider them as or more important than like Jedi Luke Skywalker. So hopefully that can help you understand how these kind of things value out into the game. And I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.